4th of March, 2186. This should be the final catch-up journal regarding Cybersand for a bit for me. We've had to pull back from the planet and regroup our resources in Helldivers. I don't have the full details of everything at all, but I just hope we return and finish this job up. For managed democracy and for Super Earth, we must liberate and take down Cybersand and the bots. Until that point, the entries I share here will change a little bit, back to what they were toward the beginning. Maybe some bug diving or dealing with the squids for a bit, for this time it seems. Or as needed as well for the bots. This entry, our main objective was to destroy stockpiled ammunition and fuel reserves from the bots. We also had a secondary objective to raise strategic infrastructure, but I'll get more on that one a little bit later in this journal. Moving through this section, we also dealt with mortar encampment and anti-air encampments as well on the ground. I changed my armor around for this mission. Decided to use the CE-27 Groundbreaker armor and helmet with a Tyrant Hunter cape on my back. My weapons again included the sensor. It's been just a solid rifle for me, and really I can't complain. I love its use and versatility and the silence that it can bring against taking out my enemies. I had the grenade pistol and incendiary grenades on my belt as well. I also brought along my autocannon with the machine gun and rocket sentries and a call-in for the 120mm orbital barrage. I wanted a thicker armor this time for myself since I felt like I was burning through stims so much in the light armor, and honestly, I think I blacked out a few times along the missions. I've got this feeling of like almost having a lapse in time and memory, and just like not remembering what happened, like fighting against our enemies, taking a couple of hits, a few shots here and there, or bot trying to swing at me with their blades and stuff, and then like I almost feel like it's I'm in a different spot, like I'm just not remembering something, or almost like a weird like when you reset a computer or something like that. It's strange. I can't fully explain it, but to try and save my ass a little bit, I decided to use a little bit of a heavier armor and see if that'll help me out on the field a little bit better. Dropping into the mission on the planet, the other divers and myself, we called in our equipment and got right to work against those damn bots. We moved along, and not far from our drop point, we had found a mortar emplacement in the area that needed to be taken out. Otherwise, we were going to be barraged the whole mission. I moved into its location, just taking down all the bots that I could, making sure to destroy every fabricator of theirs to stop their production for getting more troops out in the field. My fellow Helldivers had moved to another location. Eventually, they found the fuel reserves for the bots and destroyed that pretty quickly. That freedom and liberty just blessed them for their work of what they've done. I called in a hell bomb once I was able to clear the area up enough to take down the mortar turrets. I cleared up from where it landed after arming it, but only 2 of the mortar turrets had fallen from the bomb. I eventually did locate that last one, having to take down another fabricator nearby to it. I decided to take aim with my autocannon this time, to blast it at its vents. Thankfully, I think it was only 2 shots, was able to destroy it well and quick. I moved southeast from there to a base nearby with more fabricators that needed to be destroyed on this damned planet. I'll tie this information in here, I suppose. I'd mentioned before in the journal the secondary objective we have for raising strategic infrastructure from bots. At this time, I was quite honestly unsure of what or how this was supposed to be done. Every now and then I would notice some progress here and there with it, but I wasn't fully aware of what the hell needed to be destroyed. My guess was just trying to take out the bots' buildings and stuff that wasn't fabricators, but trying some of it, I wasn't sure what equipment or anything I needed. It seemed like a lot of our rockets and cannons and everything just weren't strong enough. And that's the thing, is it just didn't help. I didn't have the proper stratagems for this job alone. It's where my fellow Helldivers would have to help pull their weight too for this. After this mission, and then getting a chance to speak to other divers, I had learned better exactly what this did entail. And it was kind of my thought, is just a heavy destruction of bots' buildings, like any and all of them that we can take down. I guess some of the divers were saying some of the lit up buildings from the bots, the vents, the flags that they got waving, the lights and everything are the ones that we need to focus a little heavier, but anything will do, it sounds like. For this job, we needed a lot more heavy firepower than at least I had prepared. 120 and 380 millimeter orbital barrages do a good job, I've heard. One diver said that a walking barrage throughout the city, 1 to 2 of them can usually wipe out all the buildings and everything within the entire block radius. Or the orbital laser from our super destroyers must be able to do a pretty damn good job as well. It's heavy guns for the heavy jobs sometimes. That's what's got to happen. And now that I've learned and I understand this a lot better for the future, I did want to just mark it here for other divers that may hear these journals. And this is the future for managed democracy. We got to do what we got to do against these bots and on their home turf and planet. I progressed from the eastern area of the city, moving west, taking down bots along the way, and wiping out their fabricators too. And before beginning to head north towards my fellow divers, I had noticed and seen and got notification that they had taken down the stockpiled ammunition in the area. Our main objectives were finally complete, and we could extract to another mission. But we had a little more work to do, stuff that we wanted to take care of to clear out the area for other Helldivers and CF soldiers and everything. Shortly after this, another diver, or the same group for all I know, was able to wipe out the anti-air emplacement that was in the area. It was great because, honestly, that was help for our Pelican to be able to land safely, and that we could leave for another front of the war and another area to move to. I moved and just took down fabricator after fabricator I found, and just had a bullet for every bot along the way. And shit, I was not afraid to pull out my autocannon, have it on flak mode, and just wipe out groups of them that showed up in the area or patrols that were going by. But they tried to take us down along the way, of course. The bots did. And a few of my fellow divers did end up going to the Wall of Martyrs. But we did not let them destroy us completely. We succeeded in the long run from this mission and did what we needed to. In time, we eventually were able to clear out the city, besides raising the buildings that, again, after the fact you learn, you know what, you do better for the next drop. And we booked it outside of the city walls, though, and just kept moving, pushing toward our extraction point. We dropped our sentries down for covering fire and that extra firepower and everything, and took down the bot's base that had been blocking our extraction zone. After finally clearing out an area where we could finally call in our Pelican, we were able to call our ride in. Held out for the time being, just taking out whatever patrols or straggling bots were left in the area. Boarded our Pelican and just got the hell out of there and pushed on to another front. Finishing this journal off before I drop here for another mission. It's not on Cybersand this time, but I think I'm going to head toward the bug front. I think they had some SOS and distress signals that were coming out from there. I try to help everywhere I can. I'm not a specific bot diver or bug diver, as some people call others, but I just go where we're needed. I will say that when the time comes in the future, when Cyberstan must be assaulted again and fall, and it will fall in our future, I will join those ranks of my brothers and sisters again. I will push the bots again. And I will do everything that I can, every stratagem, every grenade, every bullet, every sentry, every orbital, anything, to help my brothers and sisters and my fellow Helldivers in this. We will succeed on this in time. For Super Earth, for liberty, and for managed democracy.